It's 2025 KCSE preparation and of course English paper 2. One of you asked me, why am I always failing English paper 2, especially when it comes to the excerpts? And I was like, oh, the excerpt is the easiest area that you can score higher marks. And I decided to make a video for you. So in this video, we're going to learn how to answer the excerpt questions and actually how to get higher or more marks in this area. So first, I'm going to expose you to the areas that are most likely to be set when it comes to the excerpt. And then at the end, I'll tell you the mistake that you're doing that is making you to fail. So let's get started. So these are the areas, and the first area is placing your excerpt in the immediate context. What are you supposed to do? But before we place the excerpt in the immediate context, I'm happy to let you know that you can get this content on our website actually, and we have the excerpts, the aces, and the guidebook for this book at only 500 Kenyan shillings. And in case you have any struggles when it comes to the subscription, contact me on this number on the screen. So let's go back to the placing the excerpt in the immediate context. And there are two things that you're supposed to do. One, say what happens just before, or what happened just before the excerpt, and what happens immediately after the excerpt. One is asking, how am I going to remember the exact words before and the after? And my response is, you don't have to use the exact words, but you're supposed to paraphrase the words or the actions that was taking place and the events that are taking place in the after. Instead of asking you immediate context, they can ask you what happened just before the excerpt, and you just paraphrase what happened before the excerpt. Number two, we have the thematic concerns, and it's another area that normally confuses the students. If they see a word that is not themes, they get confused. So we have several words that can be used in place of the themes. We have issues, we have concerns. So it means the same thing. But then we have other two things. You can be asked to state the dominant theme. And this one is the key theme or the key issue that has been raised in the text or has been discussed in details. And then you can be asked to name any two or any three themes. You just name any themes. So differentiate when you are asked a dominant theme and just any theme. Dominant means major. Characterization, and it's another easier area. But then we have the words that are used in place of the word character traits. Give two character traits of Montaigne, or they can use give two attributes, or they can ask you how is Alvita portrayed in the excerpt or from the excerpt, and it means the same thing. You're supposed to give the character trait of that specific character. Remember, we have the three ways of identifying the character trait of a character. And one is by looking at what they're saying or doing, what other characters say about those specific character, or what the other says about that one specific character. Remember to consider that. All right. The second last, we have the language use, and it can be asked in two ways. Comment on the stylistic devices or comment on the language use. You know you're supposed to give the stylistic devices. When it comes to the play, dialogue is not a stylistic device, but when it comes to the novel, you can use it as a stylistic device. And lastly, we have the number last question, where you were asked to give your answer, supporting your answer from elsewhere in the novel. Now this is where you're supposed to go outside the excerpt. But for these other areas like the themes, the characterization, the language, you're supposed to get it inside that excerpt. When it comes to the immediate context, it's before, so it's outside. It's after, so it's outside. Don't get confused. So that is how you're supposed to answer those exact questions. Like I had promised, now we have the things that you do that are making you to score marks when it comes to these areas. Number one, you read the book once. You're not going to score even a 10 or a 12, a less than 5 maybe. So the thing that you're supposed to do, you're supposed to read the book several times. And I mean maybe 3 to 4 times. As you read, analyze the plot, the major events, the characterizations, the themes, and the styles. When you do so, anytime you're answering these questions, it's gonna be very, very, very easier. Number two, you don't practice. We say practice, practice, practice makes it perfect. So how do you practice? I have a website and it's fully functioning. You can click the link in the first description to get access to our website. Remember, we have the guidebook, we have the essays, and we have the excerpts. And on a weekly basis, I'll be uploading an excerpt or maybe an essay. That brings us to the end of the video. In case you have any challenges in accessing our website contents, just contact me on this number and I'm going to help you out. Thank you so much. See you next time. Bye for now.